All right, what's up, y'all? It's Amari here, and just gonna make another video. Today I want to talk about something that I think that everybody should do and should want to do. Something that I think that everybody should be privy to. Something I think that everybody should, you know, have in their arsenal, especially when you're talking about creating, awareness about what it is that you're doing. And when you start to create content, you need these things in order to automate your process, right? You need these things in order to automate your system. So I'm gonna get right into it. Let's tap in really quick and just get right into it. So, I'm gonna talk about something like foundational, right? And it's literally the 4 steps of building, scaling, and monetizing your audience. I'm gonna break down the 4 tools you need. What each is for, why it's essential, and when to implement it. I'm not gonna dive into how to set everything up. That's for our paid group. But this right here is gonna give you clarity to move with strategy, a lot of clarity. So if you've been stuck, if you've been trying to figure out, how to go from content to cash flow, this is literally for you. So let's get into it. Let me get my notes here. All right, so here's step 1, right? So you need 4 things, but I'm going to start with the thing that is 4th on the list, but most important, because you can start creating all this content. You can start creating all of these assets, duplicates of yourself. But here's the thing: if you don't have a system in place, you're never going to be able to scale. And that's how I look at everything, right? Is this scalable? How can I make this thing scalable, right? Because not only do you want to monetize, but you want to build, scale, monetize, right? And you can only do that by creating a system. What does system stand for? Save yourself time, energy, and money, right? And so this is the first thing you should focus on once you've built any type of community or audience, even if it's just 100 people. And it's good to do these things at the beginning so you don't have to do them after the thing goes viral, right? So number 1, you need a digital product, because without a digital product, you're just creating content with no real plan, no real monetization plan. A digital product can be an ebook, a course, a paid guide, a template, a workshop replay. It's something that solves a specific problem, gives value, and honestly is accessible 24/7. Like a PDF is great, and it does it even when you're not working. And here's why it matters: because you don't need to go viral if you got value. Think about this, right? A $47 product, 100 people, that equals $4,700. A $97 product, 50 buyers, it's nearly $5,000. Now imagine that, right? Running in the background every single month. Every single month. Because when you're posting this content is evergreen, right? Somebody asked me, Amari, what if I don't know what kind of digital product to create? So it's very simple. All you do is create a digital product based off what you know. I use this example all the time, right? If you're in real estate, I would create these 3 digital products. I would create how to become a great buyer, how to become a great seller, and I would create how to become a great real estate agent, how to get unlimited leads as a real estate agent, how to do the whole thing. And I would create a free PDF. And this PDF will literally have, the what, the when, and the why. And I would leave the how for the paid group. So I would create a free PDF if I was a real estate agent that has these 3 things in it. One will have how to become a great seller. Yeah, become a great seller, become a great buyer, become a great real estate agent. Like if I want to become a great buyer, I know that I have to create, if I'm a real estate agent, I have to create an avatar for my client, because before they come to me, they're going to go through 3 other processes, right? They have to get their credit right. They have to get their W-2 statements together, and they have to get a mortgage lender. The higher the credit score is, the better their pay stubs are for the W-2 employment, the higher percentage that they can get, or the lower percentage they can get on their mortgage rate, which means that lower payments. And if I'm the person who's setting them up with these 3 things, then guess what? I've created my own avatar, right? And then they're going to use me because I helped them get credit, get great funding. And so you want to start to create your avatar, right? And that's what I would create, right? If I'm doing events, I would create stuff like how to do a great event. What do you need? You need a venue, promotion, a ticketing system, all of these things, right? To my free PDF. And then I would go into a paid PDF that gives them more access to me, right? And gives them the how. And that's what I would do. You literally just create a digital product based off of what it is you already know, what it is you already do. Just think about the things you already do. Think about the things you already know and just create content around that and then create a digital product around that. Simple. So step 2, here's what you need. You need an email marketing system. Followers are not ownership. Let me say that again. Followers are not ownership. Let me say that one more time. Followers are not ownership. If IG goes down tomorrow, you've lost access to your audience. But with email, name, and number, you control that list. You own that data. You can contact your people directly. And when you've got a digital product, your email list becomes your sales machine. Email is where you build deeper trust. You share stories, tips, and updates. You launch your offers. You recover abandoned checkout accounts, right? You keep people in your ecosystem. And open rates for emails can be an average of 20 to 40%, just depending on what it is they opt in for. And that's way more reach than any social media platform gives you. If you're building long term, you literally need a list. You need a place where you can collect names, numbers, and emails. Think about it. Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook. I can go on and on and on about these things and these platforms that in order to get started, they do what? It's free so they can collect your data. Data is the most important thing that you could ever collect. Remember that. Data is the most important thing that you could ever collect. All right, we have a question here. How often should I be emailing my list if I'm just starting out? So here's what I would say, right? I like to make a list. If somebody just freshly, I like to make an email campaign. If somebody's freshly opting into your email, they're very interested in what it is that you're doing. So you got to figure out a way to make sure you get their name, number, and email. Name and email for sure. Number, you could kind of figure that out. But I like to collect name, numbers, and emails if I can, right? And so when you're creating this product, this digital product, let's say it has 7 steps in it, 7 steps to X, Y, and Z, 21 days to X, Y, and Z, 14 days to X, Y, and Z. I'm going to create an email and I'm going to use a system that when I collect their name, number, and email, it's going to have a drip marketing campaign. What does that mean? It means that if I have a 7-day product or a 7 steps product, I'm going to write an email every single day for 7 days on each of those chapters. So day 1's email is going to be, here's step 1 to X, Y, and Z. At the bottom of the email, I'm going to have a call to action to my paid product or my paid community, right? And so I'm really going to write an email on what it is that I'm promoting. Hey, day 2's email is going to be what? Step 2. And I'm going to send these emails out in the morning, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, lunchtime, 12 o'clock when people are checking their emails, evening time, 5:36, 6:37, right? And I'm going to be emailing them these 7 steps. And inside the email, it's going to have a call to action and get to my paid group, get to a consultation, Calendly link. And I'm going to do that for the first 7 to 21 days. And after that, I'm done with the chapters of my book, my PDF, whatever that looks like. I am then going to do it every 2 days and just give them some more like examples, real life examples. Then I'm going to do it every 3 days. Then I'm going to start doing it every 4 days, right? And so that's what I'm going to do in order to keep my list fresh, keep people looking at my stuff, right? And that's how often I would send out emails if I was doing it in that manner. So good platforms are like Systeme.io. I like Systeme.io so bad. It's very good. So step 3, what you need AI automation working for you, right? Listen, content is cool. Content is great, but systems scale. Systems are the most important thing. If you're doing everything manually, you'll literally be too overwhelmed. You'll be overwhelmed at the end of the day. That's why AI tools and automations helps you free up time and energy. So let me show you what the automations can do. It can welcome new subscribers, delivers your product instantly. It can allow you to follow up with people who don't buy. It can schedule your content for you, send reminders, trigger email sequences. And AI helps you with content ideas, draft captions, write emails, and so much more, like literally. So you're never starting from scratch. The goal is to work harder, not smarter. I'm just kidding, guys. The goal is to work smarter, not harder. And when you stack up the automation on top of the digital product, the email list, you've got a real ecosystem. So, for example, a great automation tool is, for example, like a Manny Chat, or there's this new one called Super Profile, where when you're posting content on Instagram, what's happening now is you are literally posting content, right? And you're hoping that it goes viral. And when it does go viral, people are going to say, hey, look, people are going to want whatever it is that you're promoting. And if you have a free PDF, a paid group, whatever that looks like, you're just going to have a call to action. What is that call to action going to do? It's going to say, comment the word, whatever that word is, and it's going to send them right to whatever it is that you want them to get. So they don't have to get off of the page. They don't have to go outside of the content to go click the link in the bio, because they might forget in a split second. People can forget. And so that's why automations are so important. So important. So important. Especially when you're doing content and making content. Correct? And so that's why AI automations are so important. Right? So somebody has a question. What are a few good automations we should have running first? Like I said, Manny Chat, Super Profile, those are ones that you need to have on Instagram, where you have a product and it goes right to the digital product. Good to go. Very simple. You need to have like systeme.io, where it automatically sends emails through triggers. You need that for sure. You need you can use Opus Clip to create so I'm filming this, right? I'm using this camera right here to film this. And I'm gonna chop it up, put it on YouTube. Once it goes on YouTube, right? Once it goes on YouTube, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a long form YouTube channel. I'm gonna video. Then I'm gonna put it in either Opus Clip or put it in Riverside, and it's gonna give me content. And I can even post the content on my social media platforms based off of literally that's there. So I'm creating this 10, 15, 20-minute video. And what it's going to do for me is going to chop up the content into so many different short reels, where then I can use that content to put it out on the short form atmosphere to get all of this traffic, correct? So step 4. Here's step 4. You need consistent content. Consistent content. Consistent content. Consistent content. Now, this is the part everybody knows, but few people approach it with the right mindset at the end of the day. I tell you, the content isn't just for visibility. It's for the building of belief. Now, let me tell you what I mean by that. Your audience needs to trust your voice. They need to see your results. They need to understand your values. And they need to know what problem you solve. And the best part is you've already got a digital product, you've got an email system, and you have automation in place. So your content doesn't have to convert right away. But what it's doing is it becomes a feeding system that nurtures, follows up, and it literally closes automatically without you having to do all the work. So you have to stop overthinking every post. Start documenting more. Show the process. Share the gems. And trust that your system is doing the heavy lifting behind the scenes. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because I tell people, hey, spend at least 1 hour a week making a video like this that's giving value to your audience. It could be a podcast episode online. It can be a straight up video that shows value just like this. It can be any of these things, right? Very simple. You need to have consistent content. And then even when you're using platforms like Instagram, short form content on Instagram is king. You can literally post B-roll footage of you doing what you do every day. But in the title of the video is giving value. And the caption is giving more value that you've written in the copy. Comment the word so-and-so in order to get this free PDF. Very simple. So here's a question somebody has. Amari, how do I balance between education? How do I balance between educational content and storytelling content? That's a good one. Amari, how do I balance between educational content and storytelling content? All right, cool. So here's how I look at it. What the educational content does is it builds authority. What the storytelling content does, it builds a connection. Like when I show people what to do, when to do it, why to do it, even how to do it, right? That's giving them value, the know-how. But when I tell them, because I did these things, it's helped me done X, Y, and Z. When I tell them that my mom had me at 14 and she at 21 decided to become a real estate agent, and now her and my father own a school building, like 25,000 square feet, 15 years later. Like, think about that. right? So educational content kind of builds wide and builds your credibility, but storytelling builds deep. It builds a deeper connection with your audience, and you need both. Honestly, you need both. You need both. The key is just literally knowing when and how to post and how to use each one. So, for example, examples of educational content is this: it's you teaching, it's you bringing value, it's you breaking something down, it's you answering a question, it's you showing a how to. Right? It positions you as an expert, and it gives people a reason to trust your knowledge and take you seriously. Storytelling content is you sharing moments from your life, behind the scenes of what you're building, a mistake you made and what you learned, a transformation, either yours or a client's. That's what makes people care at the end of the day. That's kind of where the emotion comes in. And honestly, that's what makes people, feel like they know you at the end of the day. So how do you balance the two? And here's what I do. I mix both inside. I mix both pieces of content inside my platforms, right? Simple. Like even when I'm teaching, I tell a quick story to frame it. Like when I'm giving an example of something, I'm putting a story together on how it relates to that example. I'm putting an example together how it relates to that story, right? I'm tying both of them together, right? Or if I'm sharing a story, I tie it back to the lesson that they can apply. Think about this, right? Storytelling will hook them. Education helps them. And together they build trust, that converts. Pretty simple. Also, bonus, I would say everybody needs to have a newsletter where once a week, once a day, you're releasing some type of information that's bringing value to your audience based off of what it is that you're doing. Like right now, two things. We built a Substack newsletter of over 8,000 people. In 2 years, looking to grow that. We need to grow that tremendously here. We need to do a better job of that, but that's growing. And I forgot what I was going to say again, but all right, so here's what we're going to do. So what I want to do now is I kind of want to give like some ideas on what this all looks like, right? So let me kind of paint this scenario, right? So after each tool, what you're gonna do is you're gonna paint a real life scenario of what it looks like when it's working together. Example after email marketing. Let me paint it for you. Someone watches your video, clicks the link, downloads your freebie. Your email system welcomes them, builds trust. 3 days later, boom, they buy your $47 product while you're asleep. That's leverage. This helps them visualize a system working, which makes them want to learn the how. So here's the timeline for implementation. What you want to do is you want to help your audience understand when to focus on each tool, so they stop doing everything at once. Example, you don't need automation if you don't have anything to sell yet. First comes the product, then the system to deliver it, then the automation, and then the content to fuel it all. Right? Some of y'all are literally sitting on gold. Like, it's crazy. That voice note you sent your friend, that could be a reel. That long IG caption, that could be an email. You're already creating. Now it's time to document and distribute intentionally, right? One of the mistakes I see often is people automate too early before they even know what's working. Don't automate confusion. Automate what's already converting, right? Write this down. If you already have this in place, drop a fire in the chat, right? So I put some in the chat really quick that you can, use. Screenshot that. If you already had that in place, drop a fire in the chat, right? Okay, fires. Now in the paid group, I show exactly how to structure your email sequence, automate your first 3 sales. But for now, this is the machine that makes it happen, right? Now, once you got all these 4 things in place, you're not just posting anymore. You're running a digital business. Whether you're in the room or not, your value is out there, converting, growing, and building trust, right? And so that's just kind of what it is. And you need to have these 4 tools, right? You got to have a digital product. How to do it is in the paid group. You have to have an email marketing system. How to do it is in the paid group. You have to have AI automations. How to do it is in the paid group. You have to have content. How to decipher what type of content to post, when to post it, why to post it, how to post it. That's in the paid group. But at the end of the day, that's what you need. And the easiest thing to do is take your cell phone like I'm doing right here, use the app like I'm doing right now, Riverside, and just talk about your experience every day. Talk about what you're going through, what you're building. People want to see it. People want to know what it is that you're doing. People want to know why you're doing it. People want to know when you're doing it. People want to know how you're doing it. And nothing is oversaturated because haven't reached your full potential yet. Just remember that. Nothing is oversaturated because you haven't reached your full potential yet. And we're never going to reach our full potential because there's always more value to give. There's always more places to go. There's always more people to help. There's always, somebody out there that needs to know how to get started. And that's what it's about. That's what it truly is about, honestly. And so I'm excited for where we're going. I'm excited for what we're doing, and it's going to be amazing. So make sure you share this video. Make sure you like this video, comment on this video if you got some value, and make sure you just take action. Just take action, because you never know. One video can save somebody's life, and even if it doesn't, it can change the trajectory on where they're going. And even if it doesn't change the trajectory, it can boost them in a way that you don't even know. So you guys have a good one. Appreciate you guys.